Well, it looks like Nintendo, they're playing absolutely no games, as we got a report here from Polygon. This was published yesterday, which reads Nintendo sues Reddit mod for $4.5 million, which is absolutely insane. Like, that's definitely a pretty little chunk of change. Like, who's got to spare $4.5 million, say, just laying around, like, in case the Nintendo ninjas come knocking at your door? Or maybe this is a case that this individual was so successful at what they were doing that 4.5 million is nothing, and they could pay that off and just eat it and keep things moving. So the story continues. In early October, Nintendo filed a motion against one James Archbox Williams, an alleged community leader who copied, distributed, and promoted Nintendo Switch piracy to a wide audience. So in retaliation, Nintendo is seeking $4.5 million in damages from Mr. Williams. Now, if you're wondering what Reddit we're talking about, allegedly, this is a community which goes by the name of Switch Pirates, which, as you see right here, they have almost 240,000 members, which it says it's a community of pirates for pirates, which, as far as this Reddit, you can get information on everything revolving around piracy on the Nintendo Switch, from apps, games development, and support. So as we continue to scroll through this little Reddit right here, you guys could see that they're even self-aware of the entire situation which is happening right here, which they're over here talking about word on us is spreading pretty quick. So as we continue to scroll down, this is a perfect example of what Nintendo is so upset about, as this dude posted 6 days ago talking about just got that new Mario Galaxy 2, #F Nintendo. And we're not talking about just like some old game which somebody's emulating, which came out back in like the 80s or the 90s or anything like that. This is actually a brand new title. And based off the fact that he posted this 6 days ago, I want to say he actually posted this before this title actually dropped. This is a brand new title, which, remember, Nintendo is charging a full $70 for the Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundle together. So this is absolutely insane right here. And an example, again, of why Nintendo is coming for Mr. Williams. Now, when you talk about the $4.5 million, which that sounds crazy, right? But remember, they're actually offering brand new titles, and sometimes even ahead of the launch date. And as far as the $4.5 million, it seems like Nintendo came to that number based off the lawsuit, which Bungie was actually awarded $4.3 million against a Destiny 2 cheat seller, which went by the name of Aim Junkies, in arbitration. So it seems like the $4.5 million is based off that lawsuit, which was settled a couple of years back. Now, as far as this entire story, it actually dates back until 2024. Actually, where in March of that same year, Nintendo hit Mr. Williams with a cease and desist and claimed the defendant acknowledged his conduct violation of Nintendo of America's rights and stated he would work with them to satisfy demands. But then shortly afterwards, it felt like he started to become like uncooperative. It seemed like he was trying to kind of like erase his trail. As it says, shortly after that, a number of the pirate shops became inaccessible as the defendant deleted or hid evidence relevant to Nintendo of America's claim. So this is crazy. Bruh's trying to double back, delete evidence and everything like that, which brings us here, to this current lawsuit with the 4.5 million and everything, which, a lot of people would think that's a crazy amount. Plus, with all of the actions, the way Nintendo has been moving as of lately, it's kind of led people who are just like moving off of emotions to be like, F Nintendo, like forget them, go anti-corporate and maybe support some of this piracy, which at the end of the day, it's piracy, right? You got emulation, which a lot of people would claim that emulation preserves video game history, which I'm not against that at all. Plus, I've emulated here and there. It's nothing really crazy. But when you talk about piracy, actually selling these titles, that's where things get a little tricky, right? And in my opinion, I feel like Nintendo has every right to go against people which are selling their titles, essentially bootlegs, rehashed, refurbished copies of titles, which Nintendo, at the end of the day, it's eating into their bottom line, which we know they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation and everything like that. But remember, people playing with their IPs, playing with their money like that, we've already heard the stories. How many times have we heard of people or Nintendo coming after people over piracy and everything like that? So again, while I know everybody's like anti-Nintendo at the moment, they're pissed off at the price hikes. For example, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, $70 bundle, right? Kind of crazy. But as far as turning to piracy, bootlegging these copies, modding your Nintendo Switch is not really the way to go. And when you talk about Nintendo suing this dude, my guess is they'll probably settle for some type of amount. I feel like the 4.5 million is just something to to attract headlines such as this. And I'm sure they'll meet somewhere in the middle. But for Nintendo to have tried to kind of settle the differences last year, for Mr. Williams to kind of play with them, I feel like maybe it was only right for Nintendo to hit them with a lawsuit such as this. So let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. 4.5 is kind of crazy, right? Or who knows, maybe the piracy was so lucrative that he could eat that and keep things pushing. JA Gaming, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Drop your feedback. Plus, if you guys enjoyed this video, smash the like button. This is a new channel which I've created for you guys to come along through my gaming journey. So consider subscribing, man. I appreciate everybody. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out. Love.